Man, what is with the bots today? Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Azakai here. We're gonna be watching. We're gonna be watching the battles for the 8th day of scoring phase. There is 5 days left, so there'll be up to 13 scoring phase days. Once scoring phase has ended, we'll get to know who has scored the points in order to make it towards the official tournament. So again, we're going to be seeing the official tournament probably early July, mid-July, and the crossover tournament will probably be late July, early August. But other than that, the lineup for tonight, we have A division, Group A, sorry. We have XDM versus Yi, followed by QJ versus HX, but unfortunately HX gave up. In Group B, we have DYT versus ABC, but ABC has given up. Um, in, After that, we have MTA versus JKKT. In Group C, first match will be HKI versus XMJY, but looks like XMJY has given up. Looks like they've given up for the rest of the. Yeah, looks like they've given up for the rest of the tournament. Um, Following that battle, there's the EFFS versus CBL, and then in the DVD division, we have SK versus Pleb with SK given up, and DFS versus VNI will be the battle. So we actually only have 4 battles for you tonight. One battle is going to be played out in the first slot, and then there'll be 3 battles available in the second slot. Today, we're going to be watching the XDM versus Yi, otherwise HXDM versus Knight. Following that battle, we will be watching the MTA versus JKKT, otherwise they are Avengers versus Ject Ultras. So, hopefully we get to see some exciting battles today, but we're gonna have to wait and see. 7 minutes until the official start of the first round, well, first set of matches, so hopefully we get to see them shortly. Hidden City, seen this quite a lot. Only 4 different types of maps, and we've seen quite a bit of it too. It will be interesting to see if there's anything we need to watch out for, but we've seen quite a few battles, so I'm also wondering whether or not some of the changes will come through onto the CBL, whether or not they will affect the CBL. One of the things that I am wondering whether or not the Chevaliers will be officially released into the CBL, or whether or not the Huskals and Varangian Guards will make it into the CBL. But at the current time, I do think the CBL has been locked to last season's balance. So again, we have no doctrines permitted and no runes. So it'll be interesting to see some of the other changes actually. Probably to do with some of the weapons actually. Let's have a look. The weapon changes, did they carry over to this server as well? Could be. One of the most important changes is this pushback skill got changed from 10-second cooldown to 15-second cooldown. Quite a brutal change, if I might add. Pretty savage nerf. Monstrous Blade got rid of the healing section of it, so it does no longer grants additional healing by sucking up the stacks of health drain or blood craze. Instead, it's just a straight up buff. Looking back onto it. Yeah, Avalanche got a cooldown increase. Pike got a couple of things, so interesting to see how people make use of Pike. Stormwind got nerfed, 2-second extra cooldown. Rush attack. Oh, I did not see that one. Ah, defensive attack grants gentle step stack. Okay, that makes sense. Bacon attack, second strike no longer dazes heroes. The first Wandering Dragon first strike extra effect got changed. Alright, so some of the weapon changes did go through, I'm pretty sure, onto the CBL side. I'm pretty sure some of the unit balances will also go through. I mean, 30-second cooldown ultimate. These two are some of the lowest cooldown ultimates and 293% base piercing. Not exactly small amount. I think the base damage is pretty low, but the scaling's pretty high. Also considering that Cold Dragon is only around 300, 6 attack 300, so it'll be like 330 actually of your slashing. Rush attack. Oh, okay. I think their running attack actually got increased as well. That'll be interesting. Alrighty, we have 15v15, still 3 minutes to go. Battle won't start until a little while. Well, I hope I can provide you some good games for now. I'm gonna have to double check if I've accidentally signed up for matches that are not gonna happen. Yeah, this one's not gonna happen. Alright, just both B and C groups for 17th is just completely decimated. Like there's nothing happening that day. '19th. No one signed up for those groups by the looks of it. 22nd. I accidentally signed up for the Xeon one. Doesn't look like that's happening though. Second group, so I'll just jump in here. No one jumped in here. Alright, so I mean like for the next few days, so that should work out. Literally everyone's going to be streaming the same battle. There's literally only one battle on. The next 2 days are going to be pretty harsh for battles because there's not very many. Yeah, we have four forfeits. So half the battles tonight are all forfeited. And here we go. First battle of the night between um, HXDM and Knight. Looks like Knight's going to be attacking first. So let's have a look at their unit composition. Unit composition looks like double tier 5s. Both teams looking to go for mostly double tier 5s. We've got a couple of tier 4s rocking about. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members from XDM running the strange lineups of some tier 4s. 1 tier 5 tier 4s for a couple of them, and then double tier 4s with tier 3s, followed by a surf unit to fill out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 short swords on the defender's side. 2 Nodachis. Good. Interesting to see. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short swords coming out from Knight here. Who's got more Iron Reapers? Lots of Shenjis. Holy cow, how did I not see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shenjis. Only 2 cavalry. Only 2 cataphracts, 1 Tundra human coming out for the attackers. No cavalry coming out for the defenders. Interesting to see. We got a triple Metallitor and lots of Royal Janissaries. Looks like they have does not look like they have very many Iron Reapers. They have enough on guard though. Doesn't look like the attackers. Knight got Frostian Wild Flames and Shenji Grenadiers and Metallitors. Not very many ranged units coming out from the attackers, but a lot of ranged units coming out from the defenders. The defenders can make use of the ranged units at various points on the map. We will see what they plan to do. No cavalry though coming out from the defenders, so ye can definitely be aggressive and chomp down on them. Gotta have to get past those Madows though, so I'm gonna see very shortly how they're going to deal. How they're going to take the city, or whether or not the defenders will hold. Whoopsie daisy. Here we go. Coming up here, all siege weapons are being pushed. Well, siege engines being pushed. We got artillery on the wall. The 2 at the front gate are not being manned. Looks like the ballista did get shot. Taken out almost instantly. Got quite a few culverins, but the defenders have not built all culverins, so not brought all culverins. 1 culverin already being built at the back here. We got the Metallitors already shooting on points. That is not a very good location to place your Metallitors. You can't really just treb them. So we'll see whether or not Knight has an answer to the Metallitor for suppression. There is the other Metallitor not really shooting high enough. Really need to reposition the shots to go higher. Higher! Right hand siege tower will go down. Left hand siege tower, middle siege tower will go down, and the left hand siege tower will go down. Basically 1 hit for the left and the middle. The right hand siege tower will get quite close though, but there's definitely some culverins already shooting. I didn't see this before, but a triple mortar here on the side. What are they aiming at? Looking for that culverin. Not sure if they're gonna make it. Doesn't look like it. The shortbow does eventually destroy one of the mortars. Again, the mortars are not exactly... I guess they didn't space this out properly. If you put them closer, put them in the shadow here, you'd probably be able to hit that culverin or the top of that. I'd also would want mortar here. Aim for the supply point. Try to take out those Metallitors if I was to use the mortars to deal with it. Front gate has been destroyed now, so gonna have a look. Does look like the Madows are stationed there. What did you do? Yeah, it doesn't look like my niece wants to go shower, apparently. Oh, that's an interesting unit to see around. Javelin Militia. The only Javelin unit right now to have a charge. A very unique charge. Gets to throw a Javelin and then proceed to charge. If they don't have any Javelins, they do an instant charge, which is, in my book, pretty neat. They're a fun unit, but they're only a tier 2, so not exactly a heart stopper. But they are fun. Especially in tier 3s. Tier 3s, you can definitely try them out. You can definitely surprise some people by disrupting their charges with a javelin throw. Knights really got to figure out what they want to do. They got to figure out how to break this, how to break through. If they keep losing siege towers at this rate, they'll probably just run out of time. Although, a severe weakness here is the constant firing. The position of the Metallators on the right-hand side is not correct, as in a lot of the shots are getting blocked. It will look like that siege tower is getting close. Whoa! Middle siege tower actually makes it. What? Yeah, Metallators and everything. Middle siege tower, left-hand siege tower also makes it. That is very surprising. You had three Metallators. Kind of gave up on the siege weapons. Only 6 siege weapons, only 6 artillery being used by the defenders. So the defenders kind of gave up on destroying the siege towers, letting Knight get up onto the wall. Looks like all siege towers are up on the wall. Knight has a massive advantage here of access now. Left-hand side completely unguarded. Looks like HXDM is going to fall back into the city. Going to let them take the A point. Not sure why they didn't choose to suppress it a little bit longer. Now, if they are good, they can predict that they have less ranged units, so they can be a bit more aggressive with their ranged units and shoot the incoming attackers. One of the most important thing is to gauge whether or not you can get shot back at. Taking damage, taking a fight. You can really dictate which side of the fight you want. Wow. Massive retreat all the way onto the left-hand side. They kind of want them to go down here on the right-hand side. I think this is a big mistake. You're giving up one of your biggest advantage, and that is the supply point. Supply points are definitely something you want to fight for, but it could be a strategic move. But I think it's a little bit early to say. It's really going to come down to a front-on battle, which does work better because lots of range. And when I say a lot of range, I mean we got 1 Shenji, 2 Metallators out. But here comes the ballista pile. Really got to get those cannonballs flying. All of them stop building in order to bait out that shot. Amazing. Nicely done. Alrighty, this is going to be the scary part. A split push will really come down to coordination. And when it comes down to coordination like this, you really got to be bang on your positioning. Get those Metallators shooting towards those artilleries. They are being built. Whoa! Take that back. They're not being built. They're kind of just being baited out. Bastion, Wild Flames. Treb not exactly going all the way through. Shallow Treb, but I mean, like, Trebs here at the B point are difficult, to say the least. It's 1 Metallator versus 2 Metallators, but they've got an entire army in front of them. Again, another Treb, not going to hit true. Just going to hit the wall. 1 might get through, but it gets hit. Hits the top section there. Lots of damage being taken at the front line. Really got to move forward now. This is where you can angle. This is where you can suppress or swap out the front units. You have it. Losses are mounting for the attackers. As you can see, 2 Metallators to 1. It's not exactly going to work out, but we have actual siege weapons being built. Metallitors are getting taken out as the front line keeps getting pushed back. Not very good. This is really good. Nice pickup. At least 3 Metallitors were taken out, and we have some Shenjis now deployed. The longer XDM wait to counter, the more they're going to get suppressed here as they've built siege weapons. They've pushed up. These guys, the attackers, definitely not afraid of losing their front line. Their front line is there to tank damage, but XDM makes a move. Gonna see a massive push kickoff here in the center. The defenders get Shenji grenaded, but not all of it goes down. Bastion Wild Flames at the front also burning down, creating a literal line here. But the attackers, whoa, just tanks through. Iron Reaper pile, trying to get all the way through. Nice Bastion Wild Flame, probably took out the Nafan guards. Both lines are decimated into oblivion. I think nothing much is standing. It's very unfortunate. If I kept a close eye, I think I could have seen the Nafan guards explode. Big pickup from that Jewel Blade, taking out half a Metallitor unit. But I think they're down 2 Metallitors now. No units coming out from the attackers. That was a devastating fight for both sides, but looks like the defenders lost more units. Very interesting to see that the defenders lost more units in that exchange. Can't really afford to lose units in an attrition battle, as the ballistas are being built. Another Metallitor. Did the Metallitor... They have... No, wait, hang on. This is the same Metallitor, retreated and repositioned. This is a really good spot as well. The only question is whether or not they have Metallitors to shoot back. Pressure from the center, pressure from the right here. This is the right-hand side. Really screening there. Trying to aim those units. Whoa! Massive, massive, massive Bastion Wild Flame burn right now. That could be savage in terms of, yeah, like, Bastion Wild Flame's definitely getting some really good throw into the center line there, but here at the front line, they're going to need a little bit of support. Royal Janissaries at the front for the defenders, not cutting it, as the Iron Reapers here from the right-hand side just clear the way. Vidal's holding position, so those Royal Janissaries can't exactly get in. Does look like... Whoa! Cataphrax in the back! Cataphrax from the front! Does look like a complete rout for the defenders. This is what happens when you don't have cavalry to... Well, I say don't have cavalry. I think cavalry in and of itself is just really strong. Claymore's complete rout here. Cavalry should move up towards the base point. I mean, Jesus, 11 people died from the attacking there, from the defending force there. And more are dying. Spawning in now. It will be a rush to the base point, as members from both sides are going to go straight towards the base point, but massively in favor for the attackers to just rush in there and overwhelm any of the attackers trying to rush in. Tundra humans do a awkward charge, but get sidelined by Prefecture Pike Charge, point blank, and they get dead. Surprisingly, Cataphrax do make it around the corner, plowing right through Prefecture Pikemen. That is absolutely devastating. More cavalry is cutting its way. Nice setup as well. One Cataphract goes through. The second Cataphract was waiting to go through, waiting for those cooldowns. This is going to be a struggle. Cataphracts are going back around. I think this is the third Cataphract, actually. Gotta try to do a reverse. Whoa, no, there's the third Cataphract coming through with United Charge. Slams really hard through that attacking force. Getting held up. Whoa! Gets annihilated by that Medal creeping up. The short sword surviving barely by a... barely surviving. The short swords are doing their best to try to get onto a point. Short sword makes it onto a point, but he is dogpiled dies once. Nice Knight going around here. 4 minutes to hold, though. You not only need to get in on this point, you also need to defeat the enemy. But the enemy is chucking units left, right, and center. Nice. Knight is victorious. Congratulations. Let's have a brief look at their score. Coming in with a huge 1,000 for the top player from Knights. These three guys probably going to be the cavalry users. Probably not, actually. I believe the cavalry users were a different class. But as you can see, the hero death from the defenders were mounting, but the hero kills definitely shows for itself that when one team gets those kills on the heroes, the other team starts collapsing. So you gotta really make sure that you can kill the enemy heroes as much as they can kill you, otherwise you're gonna have a lopsided deathmatch. But in total, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 members, 4 members scoring above the 700 mark. 700 mark is the warband limit, and then one person getting over 700 and one person getting below 700, just below 3 points. But in all, I think a good performance from both hands side. I think they gave up a lot of ground, and as you can see, it was just the complete wipe there at B that lost them that. A decisive battle at the B point was probably the mistake of XDM, giving up a lot of free ground and not really, not really taking advantage of positions that they could have, especially since they had range superiority. I think a little bit more on the micro side could have helped. XDM. But now we're going to see Yi defend an XDM attack. It's going to be a wonder to see whether or not XDM can do better on attacking than defending, and whether or not Knights plan to do the same or similar strategy, or they could hold it on the wall or hold it at the stairs. There's plenty of hard points with the defenders, but I'm going to have to still question the move XDM made. Even if you were not planning to fully hold at certain points, you could have pressured much more than you did when they were coming down. I don't know, like, it's very easy to super stack on one of the stairs, and allowing them to come up through the center for free, basically. You had a firefight, and you lost the fight. You lost the battle, technically. The Bastion of Wild Flames coming in huge, in fact, annihilating the Nafine guards, gutting in so many throws, and so many good throws, because those throws were definitely right on top of the range pile, pressuring XDM to make a move, pull them out, push them forward. I mean, like, losing ranged units is severe. I think what probably could have helped Yi, though, was a timing for the ball throwers to hit the front line for when they collapse in. It was a very good job for the Medaus to just stand there, tank damage, and have the range just lob in balls after balls. And the Bastion Wild Flames doing the constant damage on the ground. Not a lot of damage. I think it takes somewhat like 50 seconds of burn damage in order to kill something like a Madao. I think they take more damage from the initial hit than they actually do from the actual burn damage. There's also the fact that the frightened state is the most terrifying, the aflamed state, sorry. I call it the frightened state, but the aflamed state is probably one of the most terrifying debuffs, as it also affects units that are CC immune. So again, very well done with the Bastion Wild Flames. More effective than I give it credit for, and definitely a really good counter to the Nafan Guards. Outranges the Nafan Guards just that slight bit, and definitely a direct hit from the Bastion Wild Flames onto the Nafan Guards will have those guys explode. And trust me, when those guys explode, they deal friendly fire damage, and it is quite a bit because it goes through armor. I believe when a Bastion Wild Flame explodes, it deals somewhat 800 damage to everyone around it. And in a pure stack, if you lose all 12 of them at once, that's 8,000 damage plus 9,600 actually. Sorry, I'm doing my math wrong. That's a lot of damage coming out if they explode. So definitely could be detrimental to your army if you do not watch out for fire, especially if you're using the Bastion Wild Flames or the Nafan Guards. Nafan Guards in particular, I think they do more friendly fire damage. There's only 7 of them, and I think it's a little bit more, something like over 1,000. Goes through armors and resistances, so hitting something like a Royal Janissary or a Iron Reaper with an exploding Nafan Guard. Wow, that's that's a lot of free damage. So I was not surprised actually the losses there, even though the Nafan Guards really did carry the day for the center in the end, losing out quite a bit. I think they lost an additional 50 units compared to before they started. So I think it was like 180 losses to 120. So that is pretty devastating for the first battle. XDM really needs to shore up their strategy here. On the attacking side, they won't be able to make use of range as much as the defenders can, but that also depends on how the defenders wish to play. Switching out a few of the short swords. We got a maul now. Long sword could be useful. The 2 pole axes, really good. I did not keep an eye on the no duchies to see what they were doing. Muskets classically have been really good to slow down the enemy or skirmish with them. Short bow really focusing on the hero to hero. We got 5 members from Yi taking out those short swords, but the pike galore. 5 pikes out for Knight here. I mean, out for Yi. 5 pikes, 4 short swords now, 3 pole axes. Concentrating on the units. We got a Border Brusher, which is an interesting pick, and Iron Pagodas. We got 1, 2, 3 Metallators. Still got that Brassian Wild Flame in reserve. No. Whoa, we got 1 Shinji actually. Unit composition has been mostly the same. Can't really break through in terms of units. Double tier 5s are the preferred method. Are the preferred loadout. Whether or not the changes to the Shield Maidens will make a difference, we will have to wait and see. I do think the upcoming changes to the Shield Maidens makes them very much more interesting, but we'll also have to see what their limits are. I don't think they're going to be able to contest against anything that is CC immune or any of the traditionally OP units, or whether or not they become better in versatility versus these hardcore frontline units. I count the Royal Janissaries now really good as frontline units. It also works for rear guarding. Iron Reapers have always kind of been a one-hit wonder, kind of going in with the charge and doing as much damage as possible, just purely using their tankiness as their only defense. Now we have the battle kicking off. We have all of the siege towers getting shot at by Metallitors. Metallitors from the attacking side actually being used to take out the siege weapons. Not a bad idea, but probably from a little bit too far away to get an accurate hit. Got a couple of guys climbing. Nodashi does go down for the first death of the game. All of the siege weapons not being manned. It does look like more siege weapons have been used by the defenders in this case. We have 7 siege weapons already being, 7 artillery being used instantly. Not being manned here on the front gate. The weapons, should definitely have been used. Middle siege tower does go down with a nice mortar shot coming out from just behind the stairs. Very interesting place. Mortars don't exactly do as much damage as Culverin, but the positioning of mortars allows, the arc of mortars allows them to be placed in very peculiar spots. This one is also a very peculiar spot. I've actually not thought of this before, but it actually is a really good position to put a Culverin to shoot that tower there on the left-hand side. You want to maximize time, so you want to get these things to go down as close to the wall as possible. I mean, if you can destroy it as they're literally... Whoa! Here we are at the front gate, going for a push, maybe? Shenji Grenadiers should just keep firing. You should just have the water brushers move all the way up, have the Medaus brace. Yeah. No. Don't have the Medaus too forward. Push the water brushers forward until contact. They really need to control those Royal Janissaries a bit better. Whoa, trying to catch the Nodachi there. Nodachi doing a good job to deal some damage. Just shoot. Just shoot. This is free kills here. Honestly, the defenders really shouldn't have just stood there. The Medaus tanking quite a bit of losses. We also lost some Royal Janissaries as well. I just put them on cover commander. Really just really need to control your Royal Janissaries. They got pretty high aggressiveness. Don't really want them to just smack. You really don't want them to just wander into the enemy for free. HXDM looking at this front gate. Very interesting to see lots of heroes actually in the back. Probably going to try to snipe out those. Whoa. Looks like the front gate did have a death here. You really don't want these guys to stay here at the front gate unsupervised. We got 2 pikes there going for the Nodachi. This Maul could grab this pike and try to do a slap-a-rooney. Or not. He falls down instead. Good advantage making use of those Shenjis, being solid and disciplined, not being too aggressive. But here comes the Metallitors. Metallitors getting into that. Man, that would be devastating. Moving in right now and slapping those guys. Could they predict it? Could they be that aggressive? They're going to go back to do their duty by the looks of it. I mean, personally, I would definitely not want these guys to stay there, and I would push them out with something. One Metallitor just briefly shooting into this front gate could definitely be devastating. They do pull back in, probably, I don't know how, but they're predicting the fact that the Metallitors are pulled off again. And, well, the enemy really need to put some more pressure on this front gate. This squad here doing a really good job at making the defenders nervous, but the siege towers are still getting destroyed constantly. A little bit of a pickup. Really need to make a little bit more an aggressive play, whether or not to wipe out a Medal unit or to have more people rock up and push this front gate. But a Metallitor from both sides could happen. Again, when you're coming through this front gate, defenders from both sides could come slamming down upon you, smashing you at this front tiny gate. Very difficult to get through. But a good strategy nonetheless, although the effectiveness is somewhat limited. We got the left-hand siege tower actually up on the wall. I'm sorry, I did think that it was going to go down again, but apparently not. Does make it up onto the wall is very good for the attackers. Now it is up to Yi to hold superiority. This one siege tower is not enough pressure in order to give up the wall just yet, in my opinion. And Yi could make a decisive battle happen here on the siege tower. See, the other siege towers just needs to be destroyed one more time and let the enemy, or let the defenders, I mean the attackers, not even push this right-hand siege tower. That's very fascinating. The middle siege tower is still being pushed. More people are rocking up. They're going to be late. Definitely going to be late. Not very many people moving on from this side. I would definitely get my guys up here, make some space. One of the most important things about siege towers is that getting trapped here is the worst thing. But when you're on the wall, when you have this much space, you got a lot of room to work with. This will fall really easily. The defenders are just throwing in units for unit's sake, but a massive shelling from Metallitor's. Probably not the best of shelling, but it will hurt. Losing a couple of Shenjis. Tertia is also getting rocked. The defenders have made a call. Does look like a full-on retreat. Good idea, but this is where it's going to be very difficult for Yi. They really need to think carefully about whether or not they keep up against the stairs or pull back like HXDM did. Oh, this spear might get caught. Iron Reapers here on the stairs could just slap these guys. Or not. Medaus are rocking across. Very few skirmishes. A small battle happening there on the left side. But in the end, a big pickup for the... a reasonable pickup for the attackers. Oh, wow. Did they lose? They lost a Fort Braccio by the looks of it here at the front gate. I think a contingent here at the front gate was destroyed and defeated. Right-hand side is coming down. We got some Shenji and some Tertials shooting, suppressing here towards the front gate. I keep shooting. These guys are free. They're standing there, just standing there. But, whoa, massive battle actually happening here on the front side towards the right-hand side supply point. The Imperial Pike March gets kind of stuck here. That's very unfortunate, but nonetheless, this side is not doing too hot as new units rock on through. This force will get attritioned out as supply points are very important. Metallitor versus Metallitor. Not a very many units here protecting these stairs. Very good pickup for the defenders. The defenders getting the attackers getting absolutely devastated now as new units rock up. I'd call in for a reset retreat. Nafan guards also could be lost here. 5 of them left. There are 7 of them in a squad. Doesn't look like they're gonna get out. More losses rock. More losses for the attackers. The attackers losing heavily here. Again, a bad pickup now, but... Oh, this could be a small pickup. This could be a... this could be also a bad move from the attackers. Attackers move the Metallitors further in. This is... Whoa, this is very dangerous. Oh, man. That is aggressive as the attackers hold this front gate, shoot the crap out of the attackers. I mean, the defenders just there. I would not push forward. That is a death sentence if I've ever seen one. We've got Medaus on both hand side and more reinforcements incoming. But you could inch up slightly forward, get shooting off. Yeah, this is very good. Bastion Wild Flames actually get thrown in. Bastion Wild Flames hurts and burning those Imperial Pikemen. Really, really dangerous. As more units stack up, though, units that can basically deal area damage. Area denial is absolutely huge. A lot of hitting the wall, but nonetheless, it is extraordinarily dangerous. Oh, Royal Janissary has just been let go accidentally. I would definitely be looking at a different angle now. We've got 3 minutes left to go. This B section looks pretty solid. ballistas being deployed. Battaliators have been repositioned here. No protection right now. Heroes could just straight on dive the Metallators. Oh my goodness, no. Royal Janissaries. Royal Janissaries try to block. Only 2 Metallators left. Imperial Pikeman walks now, but a bit too late. Losing majority of that Metallator. But they do win the battle by the looks of it. If the Iron Reapers didn't come here for reinforcement, tried to pull out the Imperial Pikemen. Not a terrible idea, but very bad for the defenders. My goodness, the battle here on top of the wall is not going great for them, and they really need to make a move here. Finally going straight on through. This is where it's going to be a bit scary. Someone did not commit their ranged units, but oh my goodness, timing is everything. They got here at the B point. This is going to be a strange Cataphrax coming through, trying to block it with the Palace Guard. Not going to work, but brace. Nope, they just chonk on through. Ouch. That just decimated those Palace Guards. Vidal's holding the back line. Completely cleared out from the front gate. This is the last ditch effort. Good effort from XDM. XDM not doing too well on the... Well, I'm not sure. I think XDM just not doing too well in their control of units. I think they did very well in some of the smaller skirmishes. I think overall their strategy was just not good enough to beat out the defenders. The defenders really cutting them off at very strong hard points. Again, these stairs is a death sentence. Hard U-turn straight for that right-hand supply point, but I would definitely look to control this front area. The more of this front area you control, the more pressure you get towards the supply points. This is for the attackers. I mean, this is for the defenders, as those supply points are really important. They sally out, trying to finish off as many of the heroes as they possibly can.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Destroy them.
A stronger commitment coming out from Yi, and probably a better battle setup. A little bit of losses where they didn't necessarily need to take, but I think in the overall scheme of things, their trading of units were much better than the attackers. So it really comes down to the fact that each of the battles that did happen, it was always in the defenders' favor. There was a small pickup as they took the wall as a retreat was called out, but massive losses every time. Massive loss here when they were coming down, and a second loss there when they pushed towards the B. Not the best of exchanges coming out from XDM, but again, trying to gain that advantage, rushing too fast or not rushing fast, well, not moving fast enough, sometimes will get you killed. We got one person scoring above that 700 mark, gone for the 900. Again, XDM not doing too well on the hero killing. Hero killing really coming in short for XDM. Not very many, oh well, probably a better spread of hero kills coming out from Yi, but again, as the defending force, you're really waiting for the attacking force to come in so you can kill them. But as we can see, 1-2 members getting above 1,000, that is very good job. But a more even spread out for Yi, that means, I think in this case, Yi had a better rotation. So, to put it simply, to put it simply, when the units are moving around, Yi got in position faster and more and had a better setup than XDM. XDM did show a very good coordination with a group at the front gate, but in the in the whole realm of thing, the members at the front gate really could not achieve very much, just poking out a couple of people now and again. So battle was small, a small pickup, but the pickups that were important was Yi being in position at certain points and allowing the attackers to make mistakes or counterattacking at the prime moments, especially counterattacking when they were coming down the stairs. Again, when you come down the stairs, you know, or you either expect resistance or you don't. I would be careful. When you come down the stairs and you take that U-turn, you need to either be together or have that supply point already. Because getting caught behind is killer. And they got caught behind. They got caught from behind, and then a pull happened as well, pulling out new units from that supply point, just flooding on in. So the the momentum from a coming down from the push was not strong enough. Losing out that Imperial Pike again, getting caught by that weird fence. That was just very unfortunate. But other than that, I think we're just going to wait on to the next set of battles, which is going to be happening in 19 minutes. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Back to the live scene. And yep. Still rolling. Still wrong. Still waiting for. Where's the ref? Server is going crazy apparently. People are saying that they have ping over 400. Some of the CBL players are saying they have over 250, which is actually really high since like CBL players should either be from Taiwan or mainland. I think they are. Otherwise they could be Korean. Nah, they can't be Korean. Names don't look Korean. Maybe Japanese? I keep forgetting. Or I could just be straight up racist. Where's the ref? Where's the ref? Where's the ref for? Where is the ref? Took got a minute. Calm your horses down. Hmm? Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you joking? Oh my god. I don't see any of them here, so that's upsetting. Oh man. Ah, man, come on. You- Am I really? Oh my god. The other match is already gone, and I'm waiting here for the other. I'm waiting here for my match, and I'm just like, alright. I guess we're just gonna be sitting here for ages then. If it does turn out that JKKT has forfeited, I can still catch. I can still catch. I'll watch the DFS versus VNI since so many people are watching the EFFS versus CBL. Ah, damn it! That really sucks. Too late now. Oh my god. Too late now. Ugh, too late now. I have to wait. Now I have to wait. Too late now. Man. Ah. Oh, that's really annoying. Too late now. The other battles have started. Oh well. Guess it's the way. Guess I'll wait. Yeah, guess I'll wait. Well, I'll catch you guys. Well, I'll be right back when I can get into a battle. I guess I'll go be catching the DFS versus VNI. So, I'll probably see you guys in 20 minutes. Unfortunately, I won't be able to. I'll wait. I'll wait for them to come back and thing. Ugh, I want to shoot myself in the face. Yeah. Guess I'll. If they were made in game, if those announcements were made in game, I couldn't read it then because I saw nothing about it. I believe people were telling me I believe Moon Knight was telling me, trying to tell me that JKKT forfeited here, but I can't read. I can't read that since it's in kanji. Oh well, I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys when I catch you guys. So I'll be waiting here around. So you guys can wait for the second set of matches. I mean, I'll miss the first match because I was waiting for one of them for the match I wanted to watch, and go watch the DFS versus VNI battle afterwards. So I'll catch you guys then. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Trying. People on horses just running around. I'm actually watching a rerun right now, so really funny. Does look like VNI did take the win there. Close fight up until the base point, and then both, and then the VNI just slams, like, just destroys them there on the right hand side. And it looks like CBL also lost their defense. That's not good. Alrighty. Does look like the call for ready has been made. We got DFS ready. VNI, are you ready? VNI is also ready. Should be Vietnamese house, VNI. And here we go. Oh, well, the second battle. This is the second battle. I did miss out on the first battle, so if you're coming in just for now, I will tell you that DFS was on the defending side, so this time they're going to be on the attacking side. VNI taking the point for winning their attack, though. This time, DFS has to win their attack, otherwise it is victory for VNI. So let us have a look at the composition. 6 short swords coming out from DFS. Only 1 short sword coming out from VNI. VNI going in with 5 pole axes, though. We've got 4 pikes. No other classes of note. 4 pikes actually from DFS, so if that anything. 3 spears though, so spear is still picked on occasions. We got some jewel blades coming out as well. 2 jewel blades for DFS and 1 jewel blade for VNI. Very interested to see those guys around, mainly because in a frontline situation, the poleaxe would be superior. The only thing that the dual blade is better at is their movement and definitely infiltration. So we'll see how well those guys rock out. But let's count out how many cavalry. We've got 1, 2, 3 cataphracts, 1 hussar, and 1 Northernlands cavalry. Good to see some other cavalry around. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cataphracts coming out from VNI. So more cataphracts coming out from VNI, but more cavalry coming out from DFS in total. We've got a little bit of a mix-up for some of the other guys, but does look like there's more Iron Reapers. Does look like VNI is a little bit low on the how to say Madao side. So pikeman is sorry, cavalry control is going to be dealing with those cavalry is going to be a bit harder for VNI. Got to really shore up on those those flanks, especially from the front actually. It's going to be very upsetting. See a complete collapse of the front line, only for cavalry to just run right through it. And I'm not pressing the right button. There we go. Up into the sky we go. Taking a look far, far and away. Taking a look at the whole battlefield. Some of the rendering distance does get a little bit funky at this far distance. But having a quick look again, we've got halberdiers. Whoa, what did I press down? Oopsie daisy. We have only one Metallitor coming up from the defenders. Does not look like a wall hold, but they are putting down a lot of culverins, so they will waste some times. 1, 2, at least 6 culverins have been put down, with Bastion and Wildflame in reserve and Napalm guards. Bastion and Wildflame's coming out for everyone, along with the Napalm guard. So definitely units that you'd like to have one of, but not too many of. It's just like a bit of a hit and miss kind of unit. They either do amazingly well or just get absolutely bodied. The kind of unit that you use once and never again.
Nothing my axe can't
So, left and the right-hand siege tower goes down. Middle siege tower is near death. Will go down shortly. A little bit early, if I do have to say so. We got some heroes juking out here on this side. This Treb is gonna fly overhead really awkwardly, or hit nothing. I like it how, like, when you aim for this part of the stairs, you just hit nothing. I mean, like, that one finally landed in, but, like, the other Trebs literally hit here, here, here. And one hit here, and then another one hit high. Super high. So, yep. These two. This one might not be safe. It would be a little bit of a hard ask, though, to get the correct angle coming in. But, not as safe as this one, but maybe some explosion damage will hit it by collateral. So we got a lot of ladder climbs happening, putting a little bit of the pressure on those points. We got a... Ooh, this Treb doesn't stay safe because it hits... Whoa! Direct hit. Very unlucky. Holy cow. Did you see that direct hit? Very lucky Treb there. Lots of climbs now. Probably going to... Well, lots of ladders being deployed. Climbs, maybe not. DFS. We've got 2 guys in the back here. That's interesting ballista placement. Gonna kill some free medals if he actually gets that down. Bam! Ugh! Even just 2 medals, that's pretty huge. He's gonna lose it, though. Oh, he might lose his horse. The short sword's going for them. Ah, he gets pinned. Oh no! Not completely inside the Metallitors. Not completely inside the medals. 2 of the heroes sacrificed their lives. Oh well, that short sword finally died. But I think there's only like half of the Metallitor left. 7. So they actually managed to get 3. Not a terrible pickup, I would say. We got quite a few guys inside the city. How many lives are they sacrificing for this? We've already got 5 guys dead for going inside the city right now. That's a pretty heavy loss. Not to mention you haven't really picked up anything. But we've got only 2 artilleries left for the defenders. VNI kills off another short sword patrolling around in that city. Did pick up 2 Vidals with a ballista. Sacrifice of a ballista. Got 21. 21 artilleries for the attackers. Got mortars around the place. Not sure if they've been terribly effective. What was that? I could have sworn someone accidentally trebbed their own tower.
My axe can't handle.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Come on. Yeah! There we go. 1 treb for every Oh, this one's not safe at all. This one's not safe at all. You can easily trip that one. Three of the trips literally in line of sight here. I think there's one over here. Oh wait, no, like four of them actually. Four of them were just hit right there. Well, this one's gonna be shallow. Oh man, you get to live another day. Yeah, this one that's normally what happens. Either goes shallow or goes high. You'd be very lucky to get one to hit directly on it. But it did look like it hadn't have any more shots left. So DFS really not making any movements right now. Cricket? Mum's in there with her, right? Okay, cool. She was just crying, that's all. She was just crying a little bit. A while back, though. I'm not sure. Well, at least she understands. We got the middle siege tower up on the wall now. Sorry about that. But, got some halberdiers. Halberdiers in the bottom line. Oh, bottom line? Yes, bottom line. So you can tell that halberdiers are bottom line because they get the special attire where they get metal coifs. I mean, sorry, chainmail coifs. I think it's called chainmail coifs. Left hand siege tower probably gonna make it to the wall. Right hand siege tower probably also gonna make it to the wall. Does look like they still have the metallic tools available, but here is the finish. So, VNI could go for an all-in wall hold. 4 minutes to go. This could be a massive gamble, mainly because of the number of siege towers that will be up on the wall, and they're not coming all from one direction. As you can see, this middle one's normally death. I would never go up this middle siege tower. This right-hand siege tower, if you see no one, I would come up and actually just stand there. Left-hand side, also similar. Just go up, stand there. If you get challenged, you fight it. If you don't get challenged, you move on. The middle siege tower, do not even try. Even poking your head off is dangerous because the enemy will just come down that siege tower to fight you. And you don't want that to happen. We got some Iron Reapers coming up from the rear here for the defenders. We got Shield Maidens out on the field. Actually, I did not catch those Shield Maidens. One Shield Maiden's out for the attackers. DFS, let's see how well you make out those Shield Maidens. We got one Royal Janissaries engaging, but they're completely outnumbered. We'll kill a couple of guys. That is a very loud shout. The Iron Reapers get absolutely smashed to pieces. The middle siege tower coming in as well, and the rear is also fighting it out. We've got a battle on multiple fronts, but a slight crush here in the center and a kind of a flank here in the back. We've got the Medaus. Whoa, Nathangard's holding the rear. Left-hand side here does seem to have broken through. Middle siege tower gets reinforced by the right-hand side and moves along. But the rear does look to have been quite shaken up. Not losing all of the Nathangard, still having 6 of them around. This is really good. But VNI is now coming across from the left-hand side. Royal Janissaries will pick up a couple more kills. Here comes a nice charge, but the Royal Janissary is kind of trying to leave the area. I'm not sure where you're going. Just fight it out. Otherwise, the control of the unit was probably lacking there. All in all, does look like the exchanges was quite even. I don't believe any one team got a huge pickup. If anything, I think the attackers actually picked up a little bit. Actually, no, sorry, I take that back. I think the defenders picked up a little bit, so I think the attackers are on a small deficit. But looking through now, right-hand side, very weak. They're just going straight through the front gate. Not a bad idea. Front gate is completely open. We got some Iron Cap Swordsmen already out on the field. Probably want to save the um, Imperial Pikemen for a little bit later for the final push. Whoa! Grape Shot does get built anyway, and the Jewel Blade tries to assassinate it. This is very interesting. Any ranged units? They're trying to take this middle section. Ill-prepared, gonna lose that Grape Shot. Attackers are being very aggressive as they come down through the center. They did grab the right-hand supply point. Oh my goodness. Winged Hussars. Nice dodge by the Cataphrax. Cataphrax might go all the way around. The center here, the center line here is collapsing like crazy. The attackers loses so much. Iron Reapers out in the front here, absolutely clearing those Medals so easily. But here comes some Cataphrax. Oh my god, that was devastating. Racing right as the Cataphrax comes through, slaughtering the center half of it. Got some Palace Guards to hold the position, but the Palace Guards not doing too well in the grand scheme of things. Does look like trying to activate their cavalry in the back didn't work. All in all, cavalry usage out for the defenders are working wonders for them right now, as the losses for their own cavalry, I don't think the attackers have. Well, I'm gonna say it right now, the attackers lost big time in that engagement. Very, very ill prepared for a slide down here. I do think that being caught out of position, there was a chain reaction reacting to a bad catch. Could be the death of you. We got Cataphrax absolutely. We have cavalry from both sides just running it down, running it through, trying to just get some kills. Front line is barely holding for D and I. Back line is doing well for themselves, but I do think being surrounded in this situation is bad. Reinforcements is slow. Royal Janissary is doing an amazing job though, keeping back keeping back an entire army, whether or not it is low tier stuff or not. Metallators have been firing constantly. Is that a Cataphract trying to get through, or no? Short swords have evacuated. Reinforcements has finally arrived, breaking through the siege. Well, breaking through the flank on towards the B point. 1 minute 30 to go. Massive losses for the defenders. Now the attackers have picked back up. We are on even score, but both sides are looking good on, well, does look like a little bit weak on the attackers' side, but heroes really need to watch out for Cataphrax in the back yet again. Swiping these guys. Trying to get the most medals through the front section, but low on health, my goodness. Constantly flanked, constantly attacked from the front, from the rear, from the side. This is bad. Not enough time to reform another attack, and not enough heroes to fight against the mountain. That is 11 heroes. 11 heroes versus 4 heroes. Hey, you have no chance in the world. No matter how good you are, one extra hero is massive. The same as one extra unit. But in this case, with heroes also having access to 4 different skills, the potential of those heroes able to deal is quite massive. Units can normally circumvent that by just sheer numbers. Very interesting. It's always interesting to see the Demez pikemen stab, stab, stab of cavalry, and it just gets stopped constantly. But that is it. That's very unfortunate for DFS, losing both their attack and defense. And victory for VNI, doing very well for themselves. Big catch, I think, with the cavalry. The cavalry definitely doing some really good flanks, constantly chucking in some weaker stuff, and then chucking in the Cataphrax when the battle, like the timing for the Cataphrax coming in were really late. Well, not late, but they came in at opportune times where the defenders were basically exhausted, didn't have any resources, and tried to do a push, tried to take an advantage, but then they got taken advantage of. As you can see, we got a big performance out here from the top player from DFS. Doesn't mean that the DFS is bad. It just means that VNI just had a better setup. As you saw before, the respawn did pick them back up when they came in to when DFS came in. They did do a massive pickup. VNI almost lost, but second rotation of cavalry chargers did really clear out DFS. And that really goes to show you some of the gambles you make when you take in units like cavalry. When you take in when you're not part of the front line, because DFS was more or less in the second push, all front line. Every single one of them just coming down that center line. Coming from front gate all the way to B. Getting held up, getting smashed by VNI cavalry. But cavalry didn't come in straight away. The front line from VNI took a beating and they lost a lot of units. But that was also the same for DFS. Maybe not as much as VNI, but definitely when the cavalry came in through the second time, DFS did not really have very much to stand on by then. And I think that's just the nature of how tier 2 the warbands work in tier 2. I mean, like, the warbands work with a double tier 2. I mean, double tier 5. Double tier 5 just means that you only have 2 units, so you die once, you bring out your second. You die once with your first unit, and you come out with your second unit. And if you die again, you got basically nothing left. And it's also quite interesting that VNI was super aggressive with their surf units, trying to intercept some of those high tier units from getting into position so that their high tier units could outnumber them and put the squeeze on those stranded units without reinforcements. Again, that central line was breaking apart. Royal Janissary is holding very well though, but unfortunately, again, although the exchange in the center was quite even, to say the least, at the beginning, it did turn favorably for the defenders when they come in with the cavalry and a little bit of an extended engagement did lead to more losses overall by the looks of it. But having another look at some of the things, hero kills to unit kills, hero kills to hero death, quite even for both hand side, but I do think that VNI did trump overall. Generally, performance-wise, both teams were very close, but the setup for VNI was stronger, and that's what probably led them to win out. And it's also to do with the timing of their cavalry. Timing of their cavalry was probably golden, but I could say that DFS did very well protecting their own ranged units and firing into the enemy the entire time. I think they had a Metallitor basically rack up a lot of damage in the center line. Those Royal Janissaries doing an amazing work holding back the tide of enemy infantry. So I think that's the only battle we'll get to watch. I don't think we'll be able to get in to watch even if there is another battle. But as you can see, there is no more battles. Let me just go over what's going to happen on the 17th. That is the Friday. On the Friday, the B and the C group both have lots of forfeits, so there's no battles happening there. But we do have A and the D group. So in the A group, we have SKC versus FS, followed by BXWL versus HX. And in the D group, we have EFF versus TG, followed by Tang versus Amar. So, with that being said, I don't think there is anything left for me here. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will be streaming a very short stream of the changes that's going to happen for the units that will happen. Well, I will stream a short stream tomorrow after the update for the new well, sorry, I say new, I mean for the Northman units, so our Fenris pack, Odin Berserkers, and the Shield Maidens. Shield Maidens in particular did get a big the biggest change of all. Odin Berserkers, a little bit on the statistics side, nothing really changed. I think a little bit easier to use, and probably going to, and just a general buff for Fenris, lower leadership and lower cooldowns. So that is good to see. Again, really do love all of the units in this game, but not very many of them are viable. Fenris pack can be a wonder can be wonderful. I don't want to see Odin Berserkers to really dominate the game again, but I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens. I do think Odin Berserkers will make a return for tier 4, probably not for tier 3. I mean, probably not for tier 5. But other than that, catch you tomorrow or Friday. So other than that, my name's Asuka. Have a nice day. Bye now.